Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to dig into the latest Kubernetes release, version 1.35. And the theme for this one is Timbernetes, which is actually a pretty perfect name. We're going to see how this update adds some serious new strength, prunes a few old branches, and really shows us where this whole massive project is growing next. So let's jump in and see what it all means. You know, the release team just nailed it with this world tree theme. It's the perfect way to think about how Kubernetes evolves, right? Little by little, ring by ring, all thanks to a huge global community. So in this breakdown, we're going to cover three main things: the strongest new branches, the features you can use right now, the necessary pruning, the stuff that you absolutely have to pay attention to, and then we'll get a little glimpse of the future. And believe me, this release is a pretty thick growth ring. It brings a grand total of 60 different enhancements to the project. 60! But let's actually break down what that number really means for you. Okay, so check this out. It's not just about the total number, it's about the mix. We've got 17 features hitting stable. That means they're rock solid, production ready, good to go. Then you've got 19 moving into beta, so they're getting super mature and they'll be on by default. And then, my favorite part, 22 brand new alpha features that give us a peek at what's coming down the road. This is what a healthy, thriving project looks like, delivering features you can count on today while still innovating for tomorrow. All right, first up, let's talk about the big stuff. These are the most powerful new features that you can start using immediately, the new stable capabilities that are ready for the real world. Oh, this one is an absolute game changer. You know how it's been for years, right? If you wanted to tweak a pod's CPU or memory, you had to kill it and spin up a new one. That means downtime, and that's a huge pain, especially for stateful apps. Well, with 1.35, in-place pod resource updates are now stable. You can literally resize the resources of a running pod. No restarts, no disruption. So why is this so huge? Well, it just makes life so much easier. Vertical scaling is now a totally smooth, seamless process. You can tune your workloads on the fly for better efficiency, and it gets rid of a massive headache for anybody running stateful applications or big batch jobs. This really shows how the project is focusing on making day-to-day operations better. Now let's move on to a really cool feature that's just hit beta. This one is all about security. Getting certificates to pods for things like MTLS used to be, well, it was complicated. You needed external controllers, sidecars, custom resources, the whole shebang. Now Kubernetes is building this capability right into the core. The kubelet itself can handle the entire certificate lifecycle. And this matters a ton. Why? Because it makes setting up things like service meshes and zero-trust security models way, way simpler. By handling workload identity natively, you can just cut out all that complex third-party tooling. It's a massive step toward making modern, secure architectures accessible to everyone, not just the experts. Okay, so for any tree to grow strong, you've got to prune some of the old, dead branches, right? This next section is super important. It covers the changes in 1.35 that are going to require you to take some kind of action. So listen up. And this first one is a biggie. The community-maintained Ingress Nginx controller is officially being retired. It's just become too much to maintain. As you can see, it's only going to get best effort maintenance from here on out, and by March 2026, it's being archived. No more updates. The takeaway here is crystal clear. You need to start planning your migration over to the Gateway API. And there are a few other critical items on the list. First, support for the old CLI Group v1 is completely gone. Your nodes must be on a Linux distro with C Group v2, or the kubelet literally won't even start. Second, the IPVS mode in kuproxy is now deprecated. You should be moving to NF tables. And finally, this is the very last release that will support Containerd version 1. You have to upgrade to version 2.0 before the next Kubernetes update comes out. Okay, enough with the chores. Let's shift gears and look ahead. Alpha features are always exciting because they give us a sneak peek of where the project's headed, and there's one in this release that is going to be huge for anyone running large-scale jobs. Say hello to gang scheduling. The problem it solves is actually pretty simple, but it's critical. Imagine you have a big AI training job that needs, say, 10 pods to run all at once. The old scheduler might only place a few of them, and the rest just sit there waiting for resources. You end up in this deadlock where nothing gets done. Gang scheduling fixes this with a simple all-or-nothing rule. So, what's the real impact here? It's all about reliability and not wasting money. This feature completely gets rid of those frustrating resource deadlocks. For the worlds of AI, machine learning, and high-performance computing, which are just exploding on Kubernetes, this is a massive improvement. It makes sure that your expensive resources, like GPUs, are only tied up when the entire job can actually run. So, finally, let's just zoom out for a second. A release this big, with this many changes, doesn't just happen by magic. It's the product of a massive global community. Those are the deep roots that let this tree's branches reach higher and higher.
And these numbers right here really tell the story. For the 1.35 release cycle alone, there were 419 individual contributors from 85 different companies. That is just incredible. It's a real testament to that vibrant, collaborative spirit that keeps one of the world's most important open source projects growing strong.
So as Kubernetes 1.35 Timbernetes adds another growth ring to this world tree, it kind of leaves us with a cool question to think about. With deeper roots in security and workload management and new branches reaching out into AI and batch processing, which new realms will it connect to next? Thanks for tuning in.